Good day, everyone!
I'm Regine Santa Ines Garcia.
And I am Rubik S. Sampson, and we are the Group 3.
Before we proceed, we are going to introduce our group mates. And they are
Miss Princess Alexa Giang,
Miss Shera Anshel Tapwik,
Mr. Agent Louie Perer,
Miss Fidelisa Gonzalez,
Miss Lian Avaliano,
Miss Paula Trinidad,
Miss Bianca Gail Gonzalez,
and Miss Jaziel Padilla. And now we are going to introduce our topic, which is
the Cry of BALINTAWAK. The first reporter is Miss Sherry Anshelo Tapwik, and followed by Mr. Agent Louie Perer.
This lesson will give you an idea on how the historian Ambet R. Ocampo composed the history behind the Cry of BALINTAWAK. This topic will give the learners or readers an insights about the contradictions and debates of the said historian. Turning point when the Filipino finally refused Spanish colonial dominion over the Philippine island with tears in their eyes. The people as one man pulled out their cedulas and tore them into pieces.
The video presentation has two main objectives. First is to fully explain in the most accurate and credible way what are the true events and history of the Cry of BALINTAWAK. Second is to acquire important knowledge about the Sigaw ng Pugadlawin, which should benefit both reporter and listeners in a way that the obtained ideas or knowledge will be marked in the minds of Filipino listeners and will be treasured as a relevant part of history.
The Cry of BALINTAWAK. In Filipino, it is translated as Sigaw ng Pugadlawin, while in Spanish, it is translated as the Gruta de Lawin. The Cry of BALINTAWAK was the beginning of the Philippine Revolution against the Spanish Empire. The Cry of BALINTAWAK occurred on August 23, 1896. The cry defined as the turning point when the Filipino finally refused Spanish colonial dominion over the Philippine Islands. With tears in their eyes, the Filipino people as one man pulled out their cedulas and tore them into pieces. Originally, the term cry referred to the first clash between the Katipuneros and the civil guards, or the Guardia Civil. The word cry in the Cry of BALINTAWAK was not totally cry or shout. In Filipino, it was translated as the Sigaw ng Pugadlawin. The word sigaw was translated in Spanish El Grito de Rebellion, which means decision or call for rebellion. BALINTAWAK is the exact location of the first cry of the Philippine Revolution.
Andres Bonifacio E. de Castro was born on November 30, 1863 in Tondo, Manila, and was the first of 6 children of Catalina de Castro, a Spanish mestiza, and Santiago Bonifacio, an alcalde of Tondo. After the Spanish arrested Rizal in July 1892, Bonifacio decided that the Philippines would only achieve independence through revolution. On July 7, he founded the Katipunan, a secret society open to both peasants and the middle class that employed Masonic rituals to impart an air of sacred mystery. It insinuated itself into the community by setting up mutual aid societies and education for the poor. On 23 August 1896, the Supremo and his troops formally launched an armed revolution against Spain. They tore the resident certificates or cedulas, which symbolized their defiance against from the colonizers. This became known in history as the Cry of BALINTAWAK. Following the execution of Rizal in 1896, Bonifacio proclaimed Filipino independence on August 23, 1896. This time, the Spaniards moved against him, forcing his flight to the Marikina Mountains, while other forces, headed by Emilio Aguinaldo, were more successful and won control over some towns. When Bonifacio tried to rein him in, Aguinaldo ordered him arrested and charged with treason and sedition. He was tried and convicted by his enemies and executed on May 10, 1897. Today, he is regarded as a national hero.
Ambet R. Ocampo. He is a Filipino public historian, an academic, cultural, administrator, an author, and independent curator. He is the one who rounds up the contradictions and debates. On August 23, 1896, at Pugad, Lawin by Pio Valenzuela. August 23, 1896, at Caloocan by Gregoria de Jesus. August 24, 1896, at Bahay Toro by Santiago Alvarez. August 25, 1896, at Pugad, Lawin by Captain Olegario Diaz. And August 26, 1896, at Balintawak by Guillermo Magsakay.
In 1963, according to Pio Valenzuela, along with Bricio Pantas and Enrique Pacheco, stated that the first cry of the revolution did not happen in Balintawak, where the monument is, but in a place called Pugad, Lawin. They identified the place as part of Sitio Gulod, Banlat, Caloocan City. In 1964, they described the location as the House of Tandang Sora, specifically at the storehouse and yard of Juan Ramos, which is the son of Melchor Aquino. There were over 1,000 members of Katipunan who met and debate on whether or not the revolution should start on August 28, 1896. Then after the meeting, many of those present tore their cedula and shouted, "Long live the Philippines!"
Gregoria de Jesus, also known as Oryang, is Andres Bonifacio's wife and is renowned as Lakambini of the Katipunan. She was born in Caloocan on May 9, 1875 and died on March 15, 1943. She began her revolutionary work at the age of 18 and later became the custodian of the Katipunan secret documents, seal, and weapons. She is considered as the mother of the Philippines Revolution because of participation in this event as the keeper of the Katipunan secret documents. The monument in Balintawak was inaugurated in 1911 and as such, it is used to serve as the site for the annual celebration of the Cry of Balintawak every August 26 until 1962. When it was moved to August 23, the name of the event was also renamed as the Cry of Pugad, Lawin.
Firstly, on August 19, the Katipunero were in Balintawak. Next, the left were Kangkong, which is dated in August 21. Then on August 22, the procedure to Pugad, Lawin happened. Lastly, on the date of August 23, 1896, they tear their cedulas and vote to fight in the yard of Tandang Sora.
Captain Olegario Diaz is a veteran of Manila who investigated the discovery of the Katipunan. He also supplied information about the location and timing of the first revolution's realities in his official report. His account states that on August 25, 1896, at Balintawak, the first cry was reported. He claims that on August 24, they were ambushed by 200 men and forced to leave. The Supreme Council called a meeting of 5,000 people to discuss how to handle the detainees and what to do if a new issue occurred during the attack.
One of the original member of Katipunan, Guillermo Masangkay, was designated to build KKK in Cavite. His account contribute to our understanding the cry of Balintawak and death of Bonifacio. Masangkay recounts the cry of Balintawak, stating that on August 26, 1896, a big meeting was held in Balintawak at the house of Apolonio Samson, then the cabeza of that barrio of Caloocan. At about 9 o'clock in the morning of August 26, the meeting was opened with Andres Bonifacio presiding and Emilio Jacinto acting as secretary. In August 1896, after the Katipunan was discovered, Masangkay joined Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, and others in clandestine meeting held on the 26th of that month at Apolonio Samson's house in Caloocan. However, after Bonifacio's intense and convincing speech, everyone destroyed their cedulas to symbolize their defiance towards Spain, and together raised the cry of "Long live the Philippine Republic."
Teodoro Agoncillo was a prominent 20th Filipino historian who stated and elaborated a detailed information about the events in a certain timeline during the Cry of Balintawak. Agoncillo said that on August 24, 1896, a General Assembly was called by Andres Bonifacio. He then later expressed the other occurrence that takes place during the days before this.
Guillermo Masangkay. In the first cry, Guillermo is one of the Supremo or Andres Bonifacio's closest advisor and play a key role in the Filipino-American War as a Revolutionary General Army. According to Masangkay, on August 26, 1896, the Supremo summons all Katipuneros to a meeting to discuss the early rebellion of revolt against the Spanish colonizers on August 29, 1896. And also Guillermo Masangkay recounted in an interview with the Sunday Tribune in 1932 that it was in Balintawak, and where is the first cry is on August 26, 1896.